We all know the Wednesday characters are anything but normal, and the same goes for their strength, with Wednesday saving school from being exterminated, Enid being able to transform into Werewolf Alpha, Tyler going fully Predator mode, and Crackstone clearing almost the entire outcast population. Today we're breaking down their levels of strength, starting with Bianca. Her siren song is already more dangerous than most people's full potential. Whenever she uses her hypnotic ability, she can rewrite people's thoughts, make them do whatever she wants, or even manipulate people's feelings. But while the siren song is her main weapon, Bianca has powers she hasn't even fully unlocked yet. As a siren, she can transform her legs into a powerful mermaid tail underwater and grow razor-sharp claws. So if Bianca could master her full siren form, she'd probably rank way higher on this list. But we're just getting started, and things are about to get way more intense as we get to 5% power. In the Here We Woe Again, Agnes is setting up as a villain of the season, going super psycho mode as a Wednesday stalker. Later in the season, she elaborated death traps with spinning knives and fooling literally everyone. She trapped Enid under a massive contraption that could only be stopped if Wednesday solved her mystery. But what makes Agnes truly dangerous is she has the courage to spy on Tyler and Isaac Knight, two of the most dangerous characters in the show. Most people would run screaming, but Agnes? She's planning her next move. Her potential is absolutely unmatched, and I'd love to see more of her in season 3. But now, let's crank things up to 10% power. Xavier gets an ability that should technically make him one of the strongest characters in the show: psychic animation. He can bring his drawings to life and turn anything he sketches into reality. We're talking about drawing a spider and having it crawl off the page, or even creating a picture of Wednesday playing cello that comes to life. But Xavier's massive weakness is that he can't control his powers. When he tried to draw his visions of Hyde, the painting came to life and slashed him across the neck. If Xavier could master his abilities, he could theoretically draw an army, create weapons out of thin air, or even sketch himself some superpowers. This would be an insane ability, but now we're hitting 25% power where things start getting really hot. Principal Dort, he is running a school full of supernatural teenagers while casually wielding fire powers that could burn down the entire academy. We see him completely incinerate his friend, leaving nothing but a shoe behind. But what makes Dort truly formidable isn't just his pyrokinetic abilities, but his position of authority. He's ruling over Nevermore Academy, which means he has access to resources, information, and the ability to manipulate situations on a massive scale. And you know what else is massive? Smashing that subscribe button, because we're about to get into really insane power levels in the video. Starting with Enid is in basic werewolf form. When Wednesday's life was on the line against Hyde, she saved her from Tyler, who's an experienced monster that had been killing people for months. She went toe-to-toe with a creature that 30 police officers couldn't even handle and won. But the scariest part about Enid's transformation isn't just the physical power, it's how her entire character shifts when she wolves out. The sweet, innocent girl disappears, and pure predator takes over. And this is just her basic form. But now, we're at 50% power with Wednesday Addams in her non-psychic state, and even without her visions, she's absolutely terrifying. At just 8 years old, Wednesday was already driving getaway cars for Uncle Fester during bank robberies. By age 16, she's taking on multiple opponents in hand-to-hand combat and barely even flinching. When bullies messed with her brother Pugsley, she didn't just fight back. She dropped an entire tank of piranhas into their swimming pool. In Woe Thyself, Wednesday's powers become so strong that she can even use Enid's werewolf abilities while in her body. She's also powerful enough to defeat Crackstone in the season 1 finale, and we're not even at her full power yet. But before we see her main ability, let's move to 67% power. Isaac Knight brings telekinetic abilities that are basically Darth Vader level terrifying. This guy can move hundreds of pounds of dirt, manipulate entire bodies, and literally choke people with his mind just like a Sith Lord. But the telekinesis isn't even the scariest part about Isaac. First, he's practically invincible. We watch him go from zombie to normal human being in just a couple of episodes, like death is just a minor inconvenience. Second, he's a mechanical genius who can build machines that steal outcast powers and create artificial hearts that keep him alive. But it all isn't enough, because the characters we're about to see next operate on a completely different level where pain becomes fun. And who better to start with than
Uncle Fester.
the master of electrokinesis. Fester can channel electricity through his entire body and shock people unconscious just by touching them with his fingers. But his electrical powers go way beyond just offense. In episode 7 season 1, he can use electricity to heal Thing and even bring them back to life. His enhanced senses and stealth capabilities, where he can sense invisible Agnes and shock her instantly, slip in and out of heavily guarded areas undetected, and accomplish seemingly impossible infiltration missions, mixed with his insane pain tolerance like eating cacti as snacks and getting jolted in the head while keeping a smile on his face the entire time, makes him one of the strongest in the video. But Fester's powers are still technically limited to the physical world. The next characters we're looking at operate on a supernatural level that breaks reality itself. Wednesday, with her full psychic abilities unlocked, becomes absolutely unstoppable. Her visions aren't just detective clues anymore, they're her sharpest weapon. Her psychic abilities reveal Agnes as her stalker, stopping Enid from walking straight into a death trap. Her psychic powers can reach across centuries. She can see all the way back to Goody Addams' time, witnessing events from hundreds of years ago. And when she kisses Tyler, one touch is enough for her to instantly see through his disguise and realize he's the Hyde monster. If this isn't one of the strongest abilities in the series, I don't know what is. But now let's talk about 80% power and understand how powerful Tyler is in his Hyde form. After transforming, he becomes a 9-foot tall monster with razor-sharp claws, powerful teeth, and speed that surpasses everyone else in the series. In This Means Whoa, he casually walks on the walls of buildings during fights. Tyler is responsible for 17 kills in the show, and he survives getting shot dozens of times by police officers like bullets are just minor annoyances. His Hyde form represents pure predatory evolution, and unlike werewolves, his intelligence remains intact during transformation. The only thing holding Tyler back from being the strongest character is that he needs a master to unlock his full potential. Without proper guidance, the Hyde form will eventually destroy him. But as we go further to 99% power, we have Enid in alpha form. She doesn't need a master to be the strongest creature on the entire planet. She can dig through massive amounts of dirt, fight off multiple enemies, and operate with a strength level that surpasses every other character we've seen in the series. The scariest thing about Alpha Enid is that this transformation seems to be permanent now, but even in this form she has limitations. She's still bound by the physical world and her wolf instincts, and our next character operate on a level that transcends normal reality. At 100% power, we have Goody Addams, Wednesday's ancestor, who operates on a level that transcends death itself. Goody didn't just practice witchcraft, she mastered it to the point where she created her own book of spells containing rituals, dark magic, and supernatural techniques that no one else could replicate. She was so skilled in witchcraft that she was able to lay a curse on Crackstone's soul as revenge for his genocidal crusade, and that curse lasted for centuries. Most remarkably, Goody retained all her powers even after death. She can appear to Wednesday in visions, heal mortal wounds, and literally become one with her descendant to channel power across the boundary between life and death. When Wednesday was dying from Crackstone's attack, Goody manifested and revived her with enough strength to continue fighting. Through their connection, she finally achieved her revenge with Crackstone's permanent destruction. Goody represents power that exists beyond the normal rules of reality. She is easily the most powerful character in the Wednesday universe.